Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show, that's the NXT Ring Report. Coming up, you see right here, friends and former No Cash Crew partners, Avon Height and Miles Bourne battle one-on-one. See who's better in the No Cash Crew leaving the group. And Miles Bourne said that Avon won left the group, that Miles left the group first. Look at that coming up. Also, too, the Speed Championship tournament continues. Jasper Troy, the LFG winner, takes on Avion from SmackDown, clash in the finals. Which one of these two men will get themselves a Speed Championship match? Talk about coming up. Speaking of championship, Kendall Gray defends her Women's Evolved Championship against Last Man. They're looking for some gold. And she take away from Kendall Gray. We'll see. In our main event, even more Women's Championship match. Kalani Jordan defends the TNA Knockouts Championship against former champion Jordan Gray. Jordan Gray has been getting under Kelani's skin. We saw that this past week on Halloween Havoc. We'll talk about that coming up. Well as the information about the NXT Gold Rush special and what's going on with that. We get the Pro Wrestling Show started right here, right now, with the NXT Ring Report. Now, hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. This is the Ring Report. You're the host, as always, Steve Dix here. Glad you joined us in the NXT Ring Report. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe and share. Tell somebody, call somebody. Let somebody know that the NXT Ring Report is on. You want to be part of the fun and the mayhem and the chaos. And you saw that tonight. We'll get to it coming up here. All right. We ain't wasting no time whatsoever. A brawl is excluded tonight. As you see right here, the brawl has excluded between Trick Williams and NXT champion Ricky Sainz. As Ricky Sainz defended his championship this past Saturday, I meant to say, at Halloween Havoc. Ricky Sainz gave his all to Trick Williams, and Trick Williams feels like he owes Ricky Sainz a receipt. After Ricky Sainz took it to Trick Williams and stuff, I think Trick Williams didn't forget about it. And Trick Williams wanted a piece of Ricky Sainz real bad, battered to the bone. Trick Williams wanted to get his hands on Ricky Sainz and wanted to find him. It was not too far from these two for about Kalos is suited. And you tell right here, Ricky Sainz and Trick Williams want to get their hands on each other. They did try to get their hands on each other. Let it be and stuff. So Ricky Sainz and Trick Williams wanted to battle it out, and battle it out they did. We found out throughout the whole entire match, Ricky Sainz and Trick Williams. We'll tell you a little bit later on what went down and why the NXT Gold Rush has something to do with it coming up. We'll talk about that coming up later on. Well, we get to this right here. One of the matches. Tavion Heights taking on his former No Cash Crew partner, Miles Bourne. They had a match tonight, and what that was, it suited into Miles Bourne get the victory over Tavion Heights. I think Tavion might have more bit than he can chew. Tavion Heights was not better than Miles Bourne. So I think Miles Bourne showed Tavion Heights we could have been potential. Miles Bourne kind of reminds me of Randy Orton in a way. Tavion Heights kind of reminds me of Gable Davidson or something like that. But he'll grow into it and he'll grow on. This is developmental stuff. You're trying to figure out who you are and who you're trying to be. So you see. Well, and more match, Jasper Troy, the winner of the LFG award, went against Axion one-on-one. Which one of these two men will get an opportunity to meet the speed champion El Gran Americano? And we found out who it was going to be. It was going to be Jasper Troy. Jasper Troy with the victory right here, getting the victory over Axion over El Gran Americano. Jasper Troy could be rolling on the ball seat as the speed champion. Did it under 7 seconds. Jasper Troy means business. We'll see what kind of business he means coming up. Well, we get to this right here. The new NXT Women's Champion Tatum Paxton. I never thought she would do it. I thought it was just gonna be a fill-in match. But Tatum Paxton did it. She defeated um JC James with the help of Lexis Gray. She feels some type of way. Tatum Paxley was thinking that Lexus Gray, you can tell they're gonna have a feud down the road. She just doing this just to show face. She really wants a shot at that women's championship that Tatum Paxley had. But Tatum Paxley did it by herself and did it on her own to combat that. But we see that Tatum Paxley is gonna have to bring it. But well, Tatum decided to initiate something new and different. Tatum Paxley brought out the spin the wheel, make the deal scenario, but she did for all the women in all NXT, LFG, and Evolve. But Tatum Paxley land on lower vice. So Tatum Paxley instead to defend the championship against Lola Vice. So we'll see that coming up shortly, a little bit later. Speaking of women's championships, there's been a lot of women's championships been defended or changing hands. Speaking of that, Sola Roca lost her North American championship to Blake Lively. Zora Zaria was supposed to be on behalf of Blake Lively. That didn't come out to be. Well, she lost one championship. It looks like she lost another one. Well, Ava asked her to relinquish the speed championship. Looked like she didn't want to relinquish it, but she didn't have no other choice. She's dealing with an injury, and the injury see fit, but she'll one day try to fight back to get at the injury. If you can tell right here that you can tell Sola Roca didn't want to get that championship, but she did. Unfortunately for Sola Roca said another woman needed to fight and defend for it. But that's what we're gonna do next week. Next week, the Women's Speed Championship tournament begins, and we will crown a new women's champion near the down the future between them. So looking forward to seeing that as well. How that's going to come down to it as well. So a lot going on, a lot of ups and downs. So we'll see how that's going to go. Well, we move on to another women's championship match as Kendall Gray defend her women's championship, her Evolve women's title against Last Legend. Last Legend get an opportunity to go for Evolve, and Evolve is on Tubi and stuff to go for a championship. Well, it looks like Kendall Gray retains her women's championship, and Kendall Gray did so by pinning Last Legend. We'll get that a little bit later. Kendall Gray pinning Last Legend to get the victory. Right here, Kendall Gray pinning Last Legend with a maneuver. Last was not ready, was not prepared. I can tell you that right now. Well, speaking of more women's champions, we go to this newly crowned women's champion, Blake Monroe. And you can tell right here, Blake Monroe in her hot bubble bath with her newly crowned North American championship. Blake Monroe showcasing the world that she is the new North American women's champion. But defeated Zaria, and Blake Monroe did so. Blake Monroe proved that she's going to defend. She's going to have her first championship defense in New York for Gold Rush. We just don't know who the opponent is going to be. But I got a hint that it could be Zaria once again against Blake Monroe. We'll see that match coming forward. Blake Monroe and Zaria will have probably a rematch for Halloween Havoc. Looking forward to seeing that. We'll see. Well, it looks like what's up? It looks like Chelsea Green getting caught up in her and Page is going to be going to Triple H to go for the mixed tag team titles. They tried to go for the mixed tag team title. I think Joe Henry interrupted them, and Joe Henry made a point and clear that he's here to be here. So Joe Henry slowly moving from TNA to WWE sooner rather than later. All right, we get to it's been women's championship matches all night. Well, we told you the new women's champion Tatum Paxley set to defend her title against Lola Vice. She couldn't even defend the championship so well, fully well, until fatal attraction came out there. JC Jane, um, Valen Henry, and the other girl from Alabama had both Lola Vice and Tatum Paxley, and we heard that Fatal Influence wants a match, and as we Fatal Influence issued the challenge and saying they don't care about they feel like all what they went down to that it went down for nothing. So next week on NXT, it's gonna be a huge 6-woman tag team match. As Fatal Influence take on new champion Tatum Paxley, Izzy Gray, and Lola Vice in a 6-woman tag team match. It's gonna be an explosive 6-woman tag team match to see next week with NXT. So looking forward to seeing that as well. But we get to the main event. The main event of the night was Kelani Jordan defending her TNA championship against former TNA Knockouts champion Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace get the victory. Well, it was a good seesaw match at the end, but Kelani Jordan cheated by by turning on Jordan Grace and turning heel, and now holds the Knockouts championship by knocking her with the belt, which really made Miles worse. And you got to wonder why Keanu Jordan now getting this attitude and stuff from Jordan. And Jordan was trying to help her and guide her, but like she turned a dangerous turn going forward, which she did. She's gonna be less like her boy. She'll have a boyfriend, her fiance's man. Is already rubbing off of her stuff, Carmelo Hayes and stuff. Well, in the midst of that was this battle as we see Trick Williams and Ricky Sainz, the NXT champion, fighting each other off right here, battling each other, trying to get back and stuff. And the security had to separate them, but it wasn't enough to separate them and stuff. But you see, you can recall what went down and stuff. But the general manager Ava made the announcement that will kind of keep things in matter of hand. Ava made the announcement that at 2 weeks in Gold Rush, Trick Williams will challenge Ricky Sainz for the NXT Championship, but this time in a last man standing match. And both men was trying to tear each other apart. Even went through the little NXT little bar barrier just to set that up. And we shall have it next week. These two men will battle for the championship last man standing match. Who and then the reason of the last man standing match, you have to discapacitate. You had to pacificate your opponent to the count of 10 that he can't no longer stand up. So it's gonna be a hard last man standing match. I can tell you that right now between Trick Williams and Ricky Sainz. So we're looking forward to seeing that as well. All right, that's in the NXT Ring Report. Let's move over to wrestling. Eat seat, better known as wrestling hot topics. As we can go right here. This is the photo that everybody's been buzzing about. We was talking about who is in these photos walking with shoes, and we finally know what's going on. Triple H promoting WrestleMania 1 with Paul Heyman, with Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar, and CM Punk. Is we getting an indication of a match between some of these men? Seeing CM Punk could turn heel or what? But we kind of see now what's going on and how it's going on, how there's going to turn, twist and turns between WWE and what's going on with them. So we'll see how that's going to go. Speaking of that, we want to send our prayers to um, Mike Rotunda, better known as IRS. We're hearing that he's not doing so well, and we'll send our prayer warriors out there to pray for him and stuff. He lost his son Bray nearly 2
half years ago. Hopefully, get the solace that he needs. So we'll pray for him tonight here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Uh, do our best due diligence as well. And that. Also, too, Taylor Paxley. This is someone put this down right here. I'm saying this is how she started, and now this is how she's going. So Taylor Paxley, got her flowers as well. As well as this, Nikki Bella posting a pic of LA Knight, probably looking in his shades, looking at her. So that's LA Knight getting all the shades in the world. So hey, we see. Well, we're gonna leave you here on the Pro Wrestling Show with the brawl between between Trick Williams and Ricky Sainz, getting ready for their upcoming match in 2 weeks at Gold Rush for the NXT Championship. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT Ring Report. I've been your host, Kendrick Dixon, and so long. We'll see you tomorrow for the AEW Ring Report here